First, I was living abroad. When I went and registered my company in 2018, I had this mindset that, yes, I'm going out there to win, no matter what the challenges are. I needed to get acquainted with realtors, with other developers, and industry leaders. It was a terrible experience that I don't wish on my worst enemy. One thing I will always tell any entrepreneur is that never give up. Everything needs time to grow. I needed to make connections because you can't go alone. When you're making these life choices, you have to look for somebody that will walk down that path with you without complaints.
So first, we'd like you to share with us your entrepreneurial journey. How did you get started and how did you get to this point? We'd like to know.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank you for having me this show. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
I must commend your efforts.
Thank you.
So coming to my entrepreneurial journey, it's been a hell of a roller coaster, should I say. And there's been success stories as well along the line, you know. One thing I will always tell any entrepreneur is that never give up, you know, and then you have to give it that patience.
Okay.
You know, you need time. Okay. Everything needs time to grow. So if you are planning on being an entrepreneur, you need to be patient, you need to be focused. So now back to my own entrepreneurial journey. I started my company in 2018, actually. Okay. So when I started, it was a little bit of up and down because first I had this zeal for when it comes to remodeling spaces. Even back in my university days, I had always loved transforming spaces. So I embraced real estate with it, the whole entirety. I really appreciated real estate. So when I went and registered my company in 2018, I had this mindset that, yes, I'm going out there to win, no matter what the challenges are. First, I was living abroad. When I got back in 2018, I established Incredible Homes and Properties. I wanted to go into development because I like the idea of building. I like the idea of construction. As a kid then, I remember I used to go out there and just watch construction people, people that were engineers that were constructing roads, buildings. I just sit down there and look at them. So I've always had love for it, you know. So I said, I'm going into development. But along the line, I went into development actually. I developed my first project in 2018. I developed my first project, which was a 4-bedroom, a 4-unit of 2-bedroom and one 5-bedroom duplex. So when I developed this project, it wasn't like I had the whole capital figured out. So when I started building, I started calling on friends and family to support my journey. I started calling for support, more like off-plan sales. Yes. So along the line, I had friends who believed in me, despite the fact that I'm new in the business, but they believed in me for them to be able to bring out that finance, and you know, it really helped me. So that was the success of my first project, which was in 2018. Now, moving forward, I found out that I actually needed to know people in this real estate. I needed to make connections because you can't go alone. Yeah, you can't go alone. You need connections. You need as much connections as possible. So what I did, I went into realty. Yeah, I registered with Real Estate Millionaires, REMS, and I started selling properties for other developers because I needed to grow. I needed to know the industry because like I wasn't around for a very long time. So I really needed to be acquainted with the industry, the market. So I needed to get acquainted with realtors, with other developers and industry leaders. So when I went into REMS, it sort of made things easier for me because I now had access to these people through conferences, trainings, and inspections and all of that. So I met a lot of people who also made my success story. You know, people like MFK. Yeah, she was like an inspiration. Coach Bobby as well. You know, these are the guys who pushed me really hard to do my best. So while at it, trust me, I had a lot of success story as a realtor.
Okay.
I delivered excellently well. I won incentives, car incentives, and so many other incentives. So but this was as a result of posting daily,
right,
making sure that I was following up with everything that needed to be done. Yes, I was actually posting. I tell my staffs every day. Tomorrow I tell them, look, if you stop posting today, you stop getting inquiries. That's just the truth. The moment you stop, the moment people will forget you.
right,
Right. So you need to keep it consistent. You need to be consistently posting these properties. People need to identify you as this is what I do. Yeah, this is what this person does. Evans is into real estate. Now I can trust you with my millions because he has been consistent with it. Now, if at all you don't have money to buy today, when you want to buy tomorrow, you remember me, you have me in mind because I'm always on your timeline.
right.
I'm always posting my business on your timeline. You always see it. So even if you are not the one buying, somebody can say, I want to buy a property. And you say, yeah, I know one guy. He posts this thing every day. I think you should reach out to him. So with that consistent spirit, I noticed that I kept on getting clients, of which they are still around, very much around to today. And they've really been a huge part of my success story. Moving forward to that, I later started going back to development, knowing fully well that I've made all the connections and all of that. Realtors, I had a lot of realtors on my own corner, so I felt like I think it's actually time to go full scale into development. And then that started with the launch of Incredible Heights, which was our maiden project in Ekpe. That we launched it. To God be the glory, it's been a success so far. There's been lots of sales. I think we just have a few plots left there.
So why you spoke earlier telling us about your entrepreneurial journey, you have talked about Incredible Homes. Tell us, what do you do at Incredible Homes?
Okay, at Incredible Homes, it's a real estate development company. We're into construction and sales of properties. Also a realty company. Will also stand as a marketing tool to other developers. We've not extended to other states. Right now, we're solely focused on Lagos, but Lagos has a very broad market, and the demand is constantly rising for properties. So we are, as a property company, we're trying as much as possible to be the number one destination when it comes to real estate investment in Nigeria.
We'd like to know a bit about you, right? Where did you school?
So I started my early education in Delta State because I grew up in Delta State. I was born and brought up in Delta State. I'm from Delta State, yes. Agbo to be precise, yeah. I had my primary and secondary school education over there, and then I proceeded to study in Ambrosali University. Yes, which you are also a proud member of, yes. So yes, I proceeded to study at Ambrosali University. I had my degree there, bachelor's in Education Foundations and Management, class of 2012. Yes. Yes.
So, your family, how do you combine business and family?
It's tough, but I think it's part of our everyday life. It's something that we'll have to do and something that we have to get used to eventually. So combining family and business, I try as much as possible to not stress it too much. First of all, I don't see family as work. I see it as my responsibility. I see it as something that comes naturally, for me to be able to keep my family in check, the work-life balance. So pretty much I don't have a problem with fixing my family and work and trying to balance it. I don't have a problem with it. My wife also has been very, very supportive. She's also an entrepreneur like me. Sometimes when you're making these life choices, you have to look for somebody that will walk down that path with you without complaints. So my wife is also a pillar of strength, a pillar of support. So it makes it quite easier for me to be able to balance family and work in general. Yes. He actually almost took me out of the market. So the more I remember that, oh wow, there's something called poverty. So I try to adjust myself every step of the way in your entrepreneurship journey. Everything is a lesson. Sometimes you could learn the hard way, So eventually I had to take the matter to court, and it actually took us 3 years.
Wow.
For me to recover that property. The only thing that rescued me was from being a realtor. That slogan of not good for anybody. Those challenges do not define who I am as an individual. And then in 2023, we're back on our feet with a brand new estate, bigger than what we have ever had, bigger than what I ever dreamed of. The incredible height was like a dream come true.
So we'd like to share with us, in this journey so far, what has been that most fascinating challenge? I ask that question because, you see, like we often say, people don't tend to know what entrepreneurs have to go through.
Of course.
For them to see that what they see outside. Yes. So can you just pick one major challenge you faced in business that you'd like to share with us?
One of the major challenge that I would like to share the story, there was this property. I developed it myself. I was in 2020.
Okay. So
after developing this property, I put it out for sale, and I had this by I think it was 2 units of 4-bedroom duplex each. Okay. So there was this guy who actually came to buy the property, and then he explained to me that things were tough on his side, but he would like to do it instrumental payments because the project was already and ready to move in. So what I did, we had an agreement that, fine, I'm going to let you take possession of the property, and you pay me the initial deposits in agreement to spread the balance in 1 year. Okay. So fast forward to 1 year later, which was in 2021, I didn't get my balance, and the guy was still occupying the property. So obviously the property was already old, and it's been used already. So I confronted him. I actually went through my lawyer, and then I confronted him and told him, look, it's been 1 year. Our agreement was that you are supposed to actually balance me what's left so we can proceed. Or otherwise, you move out of the property and let us sell the property, because that's what we had in our agreement. Okay. Let us sell this property, and then we refund you what you have paid. Okay. With exception of about 30%, because you can't obviously stay in a house for free for 1 year. Right. So we had a 30% clause that we're going to deduct from it. To my greatest surprise, he blatantly refused to move, and he said there's nothing I could do about it. And it was a tough lesson for me. That was my first experiencing that. Every step of the way in your entrepreneurship journey, everything is a lesson. Sometimes you could learn the hard way. So eventually I had to take the matter to court, and it actually took us 3 years. Wow. For me to recover that property. I think that's one of my hardest lesson. As I speak to you, it was some few weeks ago that we were able to evacuate that place. After we won the court case, the guy even traveled, left the property to rot. We had bushes, weeds growing all over the place. It was a terrible experience that I don't wish on my worst enemy, to be honest. So it has now taught me a lesson. When you're doing this business, you have to be very careful. If at all you're letting somebody take possession of it, there has to be some tight clauses that don't allow them to waste your time and money, obviously. So it was a hard lesson for me that I've learned from it. I can't tell you I'm not expecting a repeat of it, because I've learned it's never going to happen again. And it actually almost took me out of the market, because you know how this property business is. I do. You are supposed to obviously
recoup and
then move somewhere else. Right. So I had already even started the project. It was tough for me completing the project. The only thing that rescued me was from being a realtor. I remember, wow, I have the capabilities of being a realtor. I can sell. I have the crowd. I have my target audience. So I went out there, that was how I survived. And at that point in time, even while the case was ongoing in court, I was able to still build another set of property and still stayed relevant in the market. Such actions would have easily knocked me off. But one thing I've acquainted with myself is persistence.
Right.
Very, very persistent. That slogan of not grief for anybody. So yeah, that's what's been keeping me. I'm like, no, you know what? I'm going to complete this project.
Right.
Whether you give me my money or not, I'll go out there, I'll make sales. And I was making pretty good commissions, commissions that you have to make for them to give you a car as an incentive.
Right.
So which means you had already made a lot, for you to get such incentive.
Right.
So I made pretty good money, and then as at 2022, my projects were ready, despite the fact that this guy held my money down somewhere. So it's one of my worst challenges.
So what was the conclusion? The guy had to evacuate the place?
Yes, he had to evacuate the place. We just evacuated the place not quite long ago.
So
like I said, some weeks ago.
You need to renovate the place and put it back on the market, or what do you intend to do?
No, I put it out for sale, and as I speak to you, it's no longer in the market.
Oh, it's gone?
It's gone already. Yeah.
And I think you would have even gotten better value for it than what you were selling for him at the beginning. Am I right?
Of course, a whole lot. So like every disappointment is also a blessing.
Right.
So when I felt like I had been praying to God about it. I said, this should be my recovery season. Father, let me recover everything that I've lost, because it was already looking lost to me. And by God's grace, I was able to recover it, and even recovered it bigger. I sold that property for him as at 2020. I sold it for 37 million. Imagine how cheap it was, a 4-bedroom semi-detached duplex.
Whoa.
Compared to the price of today. So at the end of the day, I got my money back. We served him notice, and the court came and evacuated everything. And so I didn't want to go into trying to put the property up for maintenance again, because I have a lot of things that I'm doing. I have Incredible Heights, which I'm currently working on. I have a new project which is upcoming, Life Garden Residence as well. Right. So I didn't want to be webbed up with a lot of commitments, so I let it go. Another developer bought it and renovated, and he's actually selling out the place. Wow. So I said, fine, you can do the renovation, because I have so much on my hand at the moment. So I just had to let it go. Yeah.
So haven't shared with us that very unpleasant challenge.
Yes.
What has been your biggest win?
Okay. My biggest win would be Incredible Heights.
Okay.
Yes. Being able to go out there despite the challenges that tried to weigh me down. And then in 2023, we're back on our feet with a brand new estate, bigger than what we have ever had, bigger than what I ever dreamed of. Incredible Heights was like a dream come true. So when the opportunity came and we got the land information, I couldn't wait to be a huge part of it. It's been a blessing. It has also given me this recognition. It has also put me in a good light. It has also brought me a lot of clients. It has elevated our company. It has elevated our profile as a real estate company. Right. We've been able to deliver on our promises. We've allocated lands to some of our clients that have made their payments completely. Right. So it's a big win for me. It's a big win for me. Having Incredible Heights launch is actually a big win. It's one of my biggest wins, and I'm hoping that more will come. But so far, I have to be grateful for what's already on ground. There's an adage in my place that says, when you are grateful to God, you automatically ask for more. So I'm quite grateful. Despite the journey, despite the challenges I've faced in the past, I feel like those challenges are not what's going to weigh me down. Those challenges do not define who I am as an individual. Right. So I have to walk out from that challenge and face something better, which is Incredible Heights. And to be honest, I've been elevated. It's more like God said, it's your time to smile. Despite the challenges you're facing, I see that you're almost knocked out, but yes, you are still here. You are going to excel. So Incredible Heights, such project for me. It has been a stepping stone, which has also motivated me to go for others.
Okay.
Like I mentioned earlier, now preparing for another huge project. Now, Incredible Heights, you know, it's a landed project we have in Ekpe, and now we're going fully into construction with our new upcoming project that's coming. Maybe I'll talk about that a bit later. Yes, but if you talk about my biggest win so far, I would say Incredible Heights. Yes, I would say Incredible Heights. A lot of people these days, when they go into this entrepreneurial journey, they have this mindset that in the next 3 months I'm supposed to blow. You know, it doesn't work like that. You know, you need to give it time.
Right.
You know? First, patience. You know, before you even talk of being consistent, first you have to be patient. I will go again. I will try again. I know now because of the policy or because of what happened yesterday, everything has crashed, but I'm going again. I'm going again. Have that mindset. Never give up. You have to be consistent. Look, you need to let people know this is where I stand. This is what I do. People need to know you for something. If you're an entrepreneur, you need to put in that effort.
So my next question would be, what's your advice to anyone who would want to be an entrepreneur or who is an entrepreneur and is facing challenges? What would be your advice? What's been the best advice you've gotten that you'd like to share to an entrepreneur?
Okay, the best advice that I will give to anybody, first, patience. You know, before you even talk of being consistent, first you have to be patient. You know, I noticed a lot of people these days, when they go into this entrepreneurial journey, they have this mindset that in the next 3 months I'm supposed to blow. You know, it doesn't work like that. You know, you need to give it time.
Right.
You know? For a business person, you need to be able to at least, you can give yourself 1 year or even 2 years before you can now declare that business that is not profitable, because you need to be watering it every day. It's like a plant. When you wake up in the morning, you water it.
Right.
You know, it needs time to grow. Everything needs time to grow. So first of all, you need to be patient. You need to be patient on yourself as well. You need to take it easy on yourself as an entrepreneur. Don't be too hard on yourself. You know. Then secondly, consistency. Obviously, if you are consistent with your business, you watch it flourish. You have to be consistent. But not just that. Now, there's something else that have shaped me in my entrepreneurial journey.
Tell me.
Persistence. You know, because sometimes you find out that it could be due to government irregularities,
Yes.
you know, government policies that have been affecting you, and it just brings you down somehow, despite the fact that you have been consistent, but this policy just came and just want to knock you off, you know. So what I always advise in that scenario is to be persistent. Like, no, I will go again. I will try again. I know now because of the policy or because of what happened yesterday, everything has crashed, but I'm going again. I'm going again. Have that mindset. Never give up. You have to be persistent, because otherwise, poverty is just staring at you right in the face. You know, one has to survive.
Right.
One has to earn a living. So the more I remember that, oh wow, there's something called poverty. So I try to adjust myself and dust up myself.
Right.
Like, you need to stand up and
Right.
go back to this work immediately. You know, so that has also been one of my strengths, being persistent. And then another thing, a lot of people don't put in the work. They don't put in so much effort. So I will always tell every entrepreneur out there, patience, give it time, you know, consistency. You know, you have to be consistent with your work. And then you have to be persistent. Lastly, you have to be persistent. Even when you find out that despite you being consistent, you're trying to fall off the radar, persistence will push you back. You understand? Persistence will push you back, knowing fully well that, yeah, I'm not built for this life of suffering, and I think I can do better for myself and my family and my generations unborn.